You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. How you doing, Dan?
Pretty darn good. Happy Friday right in your faces.
It is.
We've managed to crash and muddle through another week, which is awesome. And hey, need to welcome to the Sunny family, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you Sweeney Sanitation Services.
Yes, we do.
Well, there's Nick and Tim. Yeah. And I love this story because we have actually known these guys when they were just thinking about starting this business.
Yeah, it was like in the
and now it's come to fruition. I think they launched over the summer, and things are going great.
Going well.
Like last July, I think.
Yep, they are my carrier now, and I think you guys brought them on board. Yeah. Hey, when it comes to trash, nobody trash talks like Nick and Tim, Sweeney Sanitation.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a fact, Jack. They're really good. And don't hold me to this, but I think you sign on with Sweeney. I think it's first month free, John. Is that what we're doing, or am I just making that up?
You could be.
That would be a question
idea.
For them.
Hey, Nick and Tim, surprise.
Guess what?
It'd be worth.
Apparently, it's the Sunny Radio
it'd
special.
Be worth jumping on their website and finding out.
SweeneySanitation.com. I know that part.
All right, let's get on with business here. It was way back in 1930. I didn't know it was that long ago, but it was this day, 1930. American fast food restaurant Kentucky Fried Chicken was officially founded by Colonel Harland Sanders.
It was founded by him, but who was it losted by?
It was. I have no idea. And believe it or not, the first one opened in, Kentucky.
No, that makes sense.
North Corbin, to be exact. So there you go. And it was 1800, and I love this. Alessandro Volta reports his discovery of the electric battery. Now think about that. The battery, his last name is Volta.
That's probably where the volts come from.
Well, but he actually, reported his discovery of the electric battery. He probably found it in his junk drawer because that's where he finds it.
What is this doing in here?
Yeah, exactly. And, boy, we miss him. Fred Rogers, his birthday today. Fred, we know him as Mr. Rogers. He would have been 92 today.
Oh, very nice. He was a pretty cool dude.
Man.
Yep, pretty awesome.
Well, speaking of cool dudes, we got Ranger Dan coming in here in just a bit. We also have some entertainment news and some other fun things. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate. Or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on them critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Oh, good morning, Ranger. Let me get a little sip of what? Oh, yeah, a little early morning medicine there. Oh, it's good to stay hydrated during these trying times.
It is indeed.
You've been seeing less and less of me in these little episodes of Ranger Dan's Critter Corner. Get shorter and shorter because, quite frankly, I've been self-quarantining. Ranger Danny's been getting up in years. I won't lie to you, slowing down maybe a half step, maybe a full step. Heck, so I just been kind of hunkered down, nestled in the Ranger Dan Fortress of Rangertude, nestled cleverly somewhere by the Big Sioux Spillway right off North Cliff Avenue. If you can find it, come on in and see what happens. But all this alone time, I'll be honest with you, it's maybe really kind of lonely. And what with this whole travel ban thing, my Asian, Russian, and Filipino mail-order brides catalog is worthless as a one-legged ranger in a possum stomping competition. So after a lot of thought and self-reflection, I'm pretty excited to announce the first annual Shelter in Place with Ranger Dan raffle. This is a ladies only promotion, and by ladies, I'm referring to single ladies ages 25 to 45. Credit scores over 700, no kids, clean bill of health. And just jump on the Ranger Dan website, have your credit card ready, ladies, and snap on the heart-shaped icon. Using a credit card, you'll be charged just $9.95 for your raffle ticket. Also, be prepared to submit several photos of yourself, what your vehicle looks like, your current living situation, and your latest bank statement. And that's first annual Shelter in Place with Ranger Dan Ladies Only Raffle, brought to you by Ranger Dan Enterprises, subsidiary of Ranger Dan Global, which may or may not be a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization. That's all the time we have, little radio rangers.
I'm leaving heavily on the not.
You know the drill. Stay away from school. Stream the church services. Say your prayers. Eat your vegetables. Wash them real good. Whatever else. Don't be wearing Crocs. Can't play soccer. Goodness gracious, don't be eating bats.
Yeah.
Ranger Dan out. Yes, sir.
Again, Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Drinking too much can ruin your life. Alcohol and drug issues can cause problems at work, at home, and pretty much everywhere. If substance abuse has taken over your life and you want to quit, there is help. TimeForRehab.com could be the first step in the right direction for you. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find a new life beyond addiction. Your insurance company may even cover the cost to help make this happen. You can learn more now at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. Mr. Dan Farris back in the studio now with some really, is this important news or fun news or scary news? Or
It actually is kind of an interesting story, and it's coming to us from West River.
Oh, okay.
And it's legal ramifications, and it's just kind of goofy. And again, this could only come from West River.
Okay.
From the Associated Press Dateline, Rapid City, a South Dakota man is facing federal charges that he ran. Well, it's a Ponzi scheme, but it's not like you would think with like Bertie Madoff and your usual American greed, that type thing.
Yeah.
Here's what's going on. It has to do with cattle, and this thing was multi-million bucks here.
Oh, wow.
Federal grand jury earlier this month indicted Robert Blom, 58 years of age, out of Corsica, on charges of wire fraud, mail fraud, and money laundering. Blom's pleaded not guilty to the indictment this past Monday, according to Ronald Parsons, who's a U.S. attorney for South Dakota. Now, the indictment alleges that starting in January 2014 and continuing through February of 2019, Blom devised a scheme to defraud investors. As part of his custom cattle feeding business, Blom solicited investors for groups of cattle. Now, after the cattle were sold, Blom paid profits to investors in the groups. The problem is he kept using the same group of cattle over.
Oh,
Okay.
so he was just getting different investors for the same cows?
Yeah, and then paying dividends from new investors, and at some point,
He ran out of cattle.
okay, and he would alter the cattle purchase invoices to try to conceal that he sold the same group of cattle to different investors. He's also accused of telling investors he would use their money to purchase groups of cattle and to care for those cattle. Instead, he's accused of routinely using money from new investors to pay back old investors. And you know the drill. They're estimating losses at this point of about $20 million.
Boy.
That's a lot of cattle.
Yeah, that's kind of like, and I don't know if I heard this correctly, but a couple, weeks ago, it was that Ranger Dan guy you guys do.
Yeah.
It turns out they're selling the same homing pigeons over and over
yeah,
again because
yeah.
the pigeons kept
That was
flying
an
back
issue.
to the point of purchase.
Yeah.
Boy,
Ponzi pigeon scheme, they call
tell
it.
you what, nobody's safe out there, man. I don't know what to make of it. But yeah, a cow Ponzi scheme. South Dakota, take a bow.
I don't think this is the first time that's happened. I believe that there was a pretty big case from a few years ago. I'm almost positive I remember something like that.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was like on TV and stuff.
Oh.
Pretty darn sure of it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, married with children.
No, it was something different.
Oh, okay.
Well, again, Dan Farris there with our water cooler talk, brought to you by our good friends at Aqua One.
If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should consider joining us for this amazing vacation.
My wife and I have been to this event the last 3 years, and we've had a blast.
Join us at the Sands.
Hear amazing music from Billy Idol,
Cheap Trick,
Belinda Carlisle,
Little River Band,
The Hooters,
Tesla,
Howard Jones,
and many more.
Plus, meet awesome stars from movies and TV.
It's the best week ever.
Learn more right now at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour. I got a heck of a bonus right now. I've got Gail joining me from Big Paws Canine. How you doing?
Well, thank you. How are you doing?
Very good. You're sitting in Dan's chair. Is it cozy?
It is. Nice cushion.
Heidi got that for him. So, Big Paws Canine, by the way, is one of my favorite organizations out there because you guys do some great things for people. Let's talk first about what Big Paws Canine is.
We are a 501c registered nonprofit. We train and donate service and companion animals to disabled veterans and former first responders.
So, when we help you, we're helping you help heroes.
Yes.
It's an awesome organization. Now, we've got some really cool things coming up over the next couple of weeks here. And actually, it's more like a little over a month away. It's in May. We're going to talk about those events. But first, something that you were kind of telling me a little bit about is there's some issues, and you're seeing some things online where people are talking about fake service animals. And you are offering to help businesses who are wondering, how do I deal with this? You've kind of got a way to help them with that.
Absolutely. We offer education at no charge to various businesses who are not exactly clear on how to tell the difference between a service dog and a quote-unquote fake service dog, because the Americans with Disabilities Act does not require any paperwork. As far as, some people would say, well, just show me your papers. There's no paperwork that is recognized. So we have to let the dog's behavior speak for itself. And that way, by educating businesses, we can let them know what their rights are as well as what their responsibilities are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of times people will say, well, it's a service dog, therefore it has to be allowed everywhere. There are places that they're not allowed.
Okay.
And there are places that are not covered under the ADA. There are a variety of names that people will slap on a service dog, like a companion animal or an emotional support animal or a therapy dog. None of those dogs have the same rights as a service animal under the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Okay.
So with that being said, we want people to know they are protected. Not only are folks with disabilities protected in being able to have access to things that able-bodied folks are, but businesses are also to be protected by people that would take advantage of such a system.
Now, if I'm a business and I'm wondering, how do I make sure I'm covered? You said you can offer some assistance with that?
Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to visit with them, either over the phone or in person.
We're going to give Gail's contact info here in just a little bit, so we'll make it easy for them to reach out to you.
Sure.
Now, we've got some events in May, and May is going to be a really busy month for you guys, isn't it?
It is.
And it starts out May 2nd with a really great memorial service for a great person. Tell me a little more about what's going on May 2nd.
On May 2nd, we have the opportunity to celebrate the life of Aaron Welch, who served in the Air Force and was part of the crew for the Thunderbirds. Yeah. And unfortunately, Aaron passed on Christmas Day, just passed.
Yeah.
We want to have the opportunity to send him our regards.
And this is going to be, like you said, a memorial service, but also a celebration of life. And that's on May 2nd. And then you've got another event, May 8th in Brookings?
Yes.
And what's that event?
The American Legion in Brookings. We are going to be visiting with the folks up there and educating them about service dogs. And they are so excited about the ability to have Aaron Welch's mom there to tell Aaron's story. What Mrs. Welch has done very generously is any of the memorial donations that are received in Aaron's name are being donated to Big Paws Canine so that we can carry on a mission that he was very much behind.
Now, the thing that's really nice about that is even though it's not going to be Aaron that's going to be enjoying the service dog, somebody that's in a situation like Aaron was in will have that opportunity because of the wonderful mother of Aaron and what she's doing. So that's such a nice thing.
Yeah.
Now, the 11th of May, there's an event in Sioux Falls that we can all kind of get behind, and we can come out and enjoy a nice meal and help Big Paws Canine as well.
Absolutely. Our friends at the Barrel House, who are so fabulous with their charitable giving, have designated May the 11th to work with the VFW Ladies Auxiliary in helping raising funds for us. So a percentage of sales will be available for us. As well, we're going to have a few little secrets and surprises going on during the course of the day.
So this is the most important thing. How do we get a hold of Big Paws Canine? And if I'm listening right now going, what a great organization, I'd like to contribute to that. How do we donate to Big Paws Canine?
Well, the best thing I would say would be to go to our website, which is bigpawscanine.com. We have a Donate Now button on the website. On that, there's a place where you can say that it's for South Dakota or for the Midwest region. The reason we do that is because we're very proud of everything that we raise here stays here.
That's nice.
And helps veterans here in the Midwest instead of being distributed across the country.
That's awesome. Again, the website, bigpawscanine.com.
Yes, sir.
And Gail, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Again, Big Paws Canine. I've got a link to all of their information on our Facebook page as well. Again, bigpawscanine.com.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
And it's time right now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
The celebrities are fabulous. You know, technically, you two, we could be construed as, I don't know, celebrities.
Could we?
We could.
Kind of, sort of. Time for a little shameless self-promotion. Because here's the skinny. You know, a lot of TV programs are on hiatus.
Yeah.
New episodes are not being produced.
Yeah.
A lot of blockbuster movies are being held back because all the theaters are being shut down.
Right.
In fact, Cinemark just announced they're closing all their multiplexes across the country. That's 345 of them. They also happen to run the Century Theaters here in Sioux Falls. So
And
those
Dolly
are
Farm,
dark now.
Yeah.
Those are dark now. So here's what you do. You can go to Amazon Prime and punch up Deary Off the Wall. A film co-starring three of us.
All three of us are in it.
And an entire other cast.
Yeah.
And it's just another adventure of Deary the Deer. The first film starring a transgender deer.
Yeah, that's absolutely
That is
true.
right.
We did indeed.
We did not discriminate.
Now, it won how many awards? Heidi knows because they're hanging on the wall.
She's got them.
4.
4 awards.
The ones that are hanging on the wall, by the way, she just printed off the internet.
I did.
Which you could have done that for anything. You could have just made up
But
awards.
these were actual awards that this film won.
That Deary won.
I don't think the people in the Oscars print their own awards, is what I'm saying.
Why not?
They pretty much do. In fact, I think we got 2 out of Los Angeles. Is that correct? 1 out of Canada, 1 out of New York.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds right.
For Deary Off the Wall.
Yes.
And I'm not kidding. This past January, I was down in Florida visiting my kids, Luke and Sadie.
Yeah.
And their special others, husbands, all that stuff.
Everybody.
And we punched up Deary Off the Wall. And both Luke and Sadie, my children, seriously, several times during that film went, Dad, wow. Which, it doesn't get any better than that.
So
it's a psychological drama.
It is
with subtle comedic undertones.
Yeah. My favorite thing is to read the reviews. Even if you don't watch it,
they're hilarious.
If you just go to Amazon and search for Deary Off the Wall and then read the reviews are hilarious because there are people get it and there's some people that just don't. But it still has like a 4.5 star review.
We were making a statement, and we're very, very proud of Deary Off the Wall.
Absolutely.
So there you go. When everything else is reruns or you just can't find your entertainment, there you go. Again,
I'm inside the mind of Todd Magnuson. He's the one that was his brainchild.
That's it. So really, if you have to idolize celebrities,
hey, there you go.
Who's got 2 thumbs? and wearing a pretty old sport coat right now. This guy.
Is that the same sport
Right
coat
here.
that firefighter Uncle Wally wore?
I was baptized in this.
I thought maybe that was the one you could see it in that movie. I didn't know. Well, Dan, thank you very much for coming in, sir.
My pleasure.
I sure hope that we can see you again here on Monday, but I can tell you this. I guarantee you, absolutely, positively guarantee, the show will go on one way or another. And follow all the guidelines, whatever's going on out there.
That's it. Through all the madness, man, don't forget to count your blessings. God's still in charge, boys and girls.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.